That's good as far as I can tell.
You guys must have spent a fortune on the TVs in this place.
You all done?
You tell me.
Now you're learning. I have to admit I was worried whether we'd be able to keep you here after you woke up in medical. You gave our staff a run for its money.
I gave it my best, and so did they.
Fair enough. It'll be a good excuse to up the morning drills around here. Looks like you did well on the tech portion of the test. Very well. Past Darcy's bitching, there's some real compliments in here if you look at the numbers. Mina's report says you might need more practice on the gun range, but you're probably still shaking off the drugs we gave you.
Evaluate me out in the field, not on the practice range. I'll get the job done.
All right, we'll see. You certainly got the attitude for it. And here's a surprise, a positive evaluation from Parker. On the numbers side as usual, but he actually took the time to write a sentence.
He did. What was the sentence?
You may have been right about this one, Westridge. For Parker, that's high praise, assuming you don't let us down, Mike. Looks like that's it for the physical evaluation. Now for the hard part. Tell me why you're here. Not everyone gets chosen for this line of work, but you volunteered. Usually we have to ask.
I want to serve my country.
And you think by being assigned here is the best way to do that?
Give me a mission and I'll prove it.
What makes you think you're ready? Because I tell you, we get a lot of recruits in here, and you're not convincing me.
My opinion isn't important. Yours is.
Not out in the field, and not when you're dealing directly with others. Then your opinion is all that counts. Beyond the guns, tech, and sneaking around in the dark, there's one last part of this job that nobody else here quite gets.
I'm listening.
Good, because listening is a large part of it. The way you talk to people, your attitude. That's what we're going to discuss now.
I'm not sure I understand. Is there something wrong with how I deal with people?
No, believe it or not, you're not here because you're a people person. You're here because your psych profile says you're skilled at manipulating others.
Was that a compliment?
You'll see. The way you project yourself definitely affects what people think of you, and your reputation with them.
And if I want to impress them?
You don't always want to or need to. Having a good or bad rep with someone can actually gain you different benefits. Sometimes you want to piss someone off so they can't think straight. Other times you want to build a strong rapport with someone and talk your way out of a bad situation. All depends on your objective. This goes for your handlers as well. We're going to be sending you into a lot of dangerous places, and your only backup is going to be who you're talking to on your headset. How you treat them is going to have an effect on the success of your mission.
So if I piss them off, I'm screwed?
No. A handler that likes you too much and puts emotions before the mission can be just as dangerous as one who resents you.
This is a long way of telling me that I should just act the way I want. I didn't realize this was an acting gig.
No, again, there are no bad choices, just results. Over time, folks may hear about you and your attitude before they meet you. They may have a preconceived notion of how you're going to treat them, which can affect their reaction.
Well, maybe they should take the time to know the real me.
If only. Time's something no one seems to be able to spare, especially during a conversation. Although that can be a plus.
If I need a breather to assess the situation, right?
The clock doesn't stop when you're speaking to someone. So if you need to get your second win before a fight, making small talk can buy you time.
But if I'm running on adrenaline, won't chatting take me off my guard?
It can. So if you need to get to the point, act instead of fight. For example, if you don't think I have any more to teach you, then you could just say, I'm done with this. I wouldn't think any less of you. You seem to have the basics down.
Well, I prefer action, but why would I be talking to them if I need to shoot them? Seems like a bullet might be the best opener.
Sometimes it is better if you shoot first. Still, approaching someone to talk to them can allow you to get the drop on them if you get close enough to strike. Use it if you have to, if the conversation isn't going your way. Assuming there's even a way you want the conversation to go.
So how do I know how someone wants to be treated? At least enough to cooperate.
If that's what you want to do, pay attention to the clues in your environment. Sometimes people will have advice, and intel can help. But there's another way. Read much?
Mostly weapon manuals. Then I make sure I actually test it myself. The specs are sometimes off.
There's a host of information out there through dossiers, email, and other documents that represent total research others have collected on a target, organization, or operation.
And what does that get me, exactly?
Sometimes you'll spot obvious triggers. People who don't respond well to smartasses, like me. Others who respect loyalty, duty, a professional approach. Others who don't have time for bullshit, and like it when you get to the point. But dossiers just don't contain psych information. They'll usually have combat information on your target as well. What side they favor, any past injuries, common weapons or tactics they use. Some of it blunt, some of it subtle. But if push comes to shove, it can give you an edge in combat. The more you've done your homework, the more vulnerable they'll be.
So when the guns come out, the dossier can come into play. Have you read mine?
Several times.
You have dossiers on everyone here?
Yep, if you can dig them up. You might learn a few things. Sometimes reading a dossier will give you more options when dealing with others. A few facts to bring up, to shake secrets loose.
What about you?
You should already know what makes me happy, Mike. And what pisses me off.
How do I know when I have the go-ahead to start accessing files?
After meeting a target or hearing their name referenced by someone else, you should have a target ID. Then hop onto the database and start doing your homework. You can usually unlock their basic information at that point. Let's start with a simple one. Al-Samad. That should be familiar to you.
The terrorist group.
Yes, you can research groups as well as people. It doesn't carry the same benefits, but it can provide useful intel in the field. Talking to people about others is a good way to help gain dossier information. Sometimes people will have information on someone that can unlock a brand new thread in your computer search.
Okay, so I've suffered through your interrogation. I know how to give one if need be. Am I ready or not?
We'll see. Meet me in the command center, and I can give you a proper mission briefing.
Good, because I'm sick of this room.
Trust me, Mike. If it was up to me, you'd never see this interrogation cell again.
Okay, hello Jason, hello Outcast. So you like to end conversations with explosives and not bullets, eh, Jason?
Recognize him?
That's Sheikh Ali Shahid, the voice of Al-Samad. They say he was responsible for shooting down that airliner in the Middle East.
Yeah, he got his hands on some prototype Halbeck technology. A missile with a multi-stage targeting system called Jacob's Ladder. That airliner was his first target.
Specs and shadiness of this whole thing aside, how did Shahid get his hands on that missile?
Missiles. He's got more. He stole them from Halbeck, and we need them back before he gets any more trigger-happy. Then we want you to kill him.
About time. I'm getting tired of this place.
All right, then. Pack your gear. You're heading to Saudi Arabia.
Not coming with me?
I'll be there in spirit. And on video and radio when needed, Agent.
And I just got here. Oh, well. I'm gonna miss this place.
I doubt it. I'll contact you when you reach Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Kaboom is the way to go. Okay, the Grey Box. After awakening in a medical facility surrounded by armed guards, Agent Thornton was put through a rigorous screening process. Agent Thornton was not notified of the test. After a brief introduction to the facility, Thornton was instructed to attend orientation of the use of gadgets, espionage and infiltration tactics, and basic weapons use. Okay. And off we go.
Care to explain how Halbeck lost its missiles?
Old news. An accounting error.
The missiles. You didn't lose them, did you?
Angry, Mr. Thornton? Because of what happened in Saudi Arabia.
Ah, so we're having flashbacks. Let's do this for America! The stars and the stripes!
I'm getting lots of interference.
I made it to Saudi Arabia, sir. I'm at the safe house.
I guessed that much. See any shadowy agents in trench coats at the airport?
No, sir, I don't think so.
That was a joke, Mike. But stay on your toes anyway. Finding Shahid is your primary objective. Trouble is, we don't know his location. But we have 3 leads. An arms dealer, Nasri, is believed to have sold the missiles to Shahid. and he's currently operating in Saudi Arabia. If you can intercept him, maybe he can tell you where Shahid is, or guide you to the missiles.
Do we have anything else on Nasri?
Nothing more than what's in his dossier. If you can manage to make any contacts and find out more, we'd welcome it. We also tracked down the location of an airfield Shahid used in the past. If you can sneak in and plant a listening device, we may be able to track flight Shahid is using to move through Saudi Arabia.
And the third lead?
We've got the coordinates of an Al-Samad detention camp, also used as a stockpile for weapons. We suspect the missiles may be stored there.
Then why are we playing around? Why not send in the troops and storm the place?
We need to make sure the missiles aren't armed. If they are, our aerial assault will be one of the shortest flights in history. We'll want you to go in alone, recon the area, and shut down their radar and communications. Once that's down, we can call in air support and hit the camp hard.
No pressure.
And no backup. Get used to it. It's the job. You check out your new home yet? It's got some perks you might be interested in.
Full security system?
A computer with a hub connection so fast you'll feel like you're going back in time.
What, to the Stone Age? Please.
You can do dossier research, encrypted emails, and if need be, access some of the weapons dealers in the area. That'll be done on your own dime, however, using whatever funds you can find in Saudi Arabia.
I understand, sir. We wouldn't want Alpha Protocol tied to any weapons trafficking in the Middle East.
Exactly. There's also a weapons locker in the main living area. Open it up, help yourself, but use the ammo and armor you think suits the mission. When you're ready to head out, just use the front door, or access the missions from the main terminal. I'll have already uploaded all the mission specs to your PDA. You can review them at any time.
Alright, so is that it?
Apparently it is.
Great. Home sweet home.
Okay, so what's this game? It talks too much. Yeah, that's why I can answer you. Holy crap. Okay. 3D is really crazy sometimes. Okay, I think I overdid it. Yeah, things start moving around. So the game is out. I am a secret agent. And someone destroyed an airliner and I am trying to catch them. Basically. That's what's going on. And our roleplay is Benedict Arnold. That means we're going to be loyal and quite competent until two things happen. One, we start getting dissed by our organization. And two, we meet a woman that belongs to another organization. Those are the two criteria for betrayal. Let me check something. 5% discount from Saudi vendors. Okay. 5%. Okay. Yeah. That's the only way to make it more cliche. So yeah, I don't know what to think of the game right now. What? Okay, this. Okay, let me check. This would give me what? Fuck! Okay, plus 25 and... not going to be sneaking around that much. A first aid kit. Okay. I guess there is no, yeah, not much of anything, is it? Well, apparently I do get to find women. Well, that's how Benedict Arnold betrayed people. In the end, he met a woman, he met someone that offered him money, basically. Alright, what do we gain by that? Increases accuracy, reduces stability. Okay. But the soft machine gun. No. Think I'm going with the shotgun as my secondary weapon. Yeah. Makes much more sense, doesn't it? Well, I already met a woman. It's called Nina. Nina the woman. No. Nina the professional. Apparently she likes professionals. Okay, let me check the dossier. Dossier water. New mission, Saudi Arabia. Bog Al Asamat Airfield. Okay, bug the tower to track the whatever. Handler Mina. Ah, I'm getting a +5. General Hooker? What? Is that a real person? General Hooker? I don't think that's... TJ Hooker, no. Okay. Investigate the weapons stockpile. Ah, we have several missions. Search for any trace of a stolen Halbeck missiles. Al Asamat detention camp in the outskirts of Jizan has been a spike of network activity, suggesting Al Asamat is stockpiling weapons there and possibly the Halbeck missiles as well. Filtrate the camp, search for weapons, then find the communication hub and upload the information. Okay. Ah, and now I understand. Quite interesting. This must be the main quest because he's the handler. Okay, I'll open that in a military museum. General Hooker. Why did he gain that name? Is that why hookers are called hookers? Because he spent a lot of time with prostitutes? That would be funny. The stolen missiles have been tracked to a black market arms dealer Omar Mohammed bin Nasri. He has set up a camp in the Arnold Palace outside Salim. Break into Nasri's compound and find everything he knows about the Halbeck missiles. Okay. Ah, 130. Holy shit. Silencer. This works for what? Exactly. Is this for a pistol? Yeah. Okay, we're not going to be using pistols. Uh, choke. Increased accuracy, decreased recoil. No! I didn't want to buy that. Holy shit. Just wanted to see. Motherfucking pieces of garbage. Okay, I need a lot of money. That's what I'm seeing here. This cannot be. Ah, it is. That doesn't look like an assault rifle to me. Can't I put... Can't I put a silencer on this shit? Bet so much things. I can buy bullets. Interesting. Okay, let's see the armor. Alright. Okay, this one is much better. I need to save for this one. 50,000, okay. 50,000. What is that? Ah. Fucking game. Alright. 50,000. Yeah. It's very expensive shit. Holy shit. 20,000 to increase my healing? Holy crap. And I can buy intelligence? Fuck that shit. I'm not going to buy it. Are you kidding me? My fucking boss is selling me information? That's crazy. The term hooker was used in print as early as 1845, years before hooker was a public figure, and it's likely derived from the concentration of prostitutes around the shipyards and ferry terminals of Cordier's Hook area of Manhattan. Alright. Let's finish exploring this place. So it is, well, it is not the truth, but it is believed that he was the originator of the term. Mike, I'm guessing Westris gave you a lecture on not using agency funds on high-profile assassination missions. Aside from what in your safe house, you will have to make use of whatever you can borrow, swipe, or steal. If you need supplies, tie the clearinghouse. It's a black market internet exchange. There is a seller named Mungus who should be able to provide you with the basics while you're in Saudi Arabia. And speaking of stealing, a contact of mine in the US government just stock up an Al-Assad slush fund buried in the Jordanian bank account. Kill shit, I'll do that in a moment. I've closed the login credential and password in the attachment. Just download the data shelf, extract in your shell file, which transfer US funds your way. And do it soon before the government amateurs finish the filing proper paperwork to seize the account for themselves. Keep an eye out for any other funds you can abscond. Abscond! During your mission, you are not worried about journalists or investigations following your money trails in circles around the globe as long as their search never takes them to Alpha Protocol. Why not? Let's download the money. 10,000! Okay. Not from here again. Hello, Mike. Welcome aboard. I've been set up with an email address. You can give to people you meet in the field. Not only this against regulations to hand out your agency contact info, but be sure to file a way of getting reassigned to Greenland. Wehaken? Or somewhere else in the world. Halbeck. So that's the front company of these people. Don't worry, the email won't sit on the corporate server. I made that sure all mail in and out gets redirected to an encrypted server that you can access from any computer that's running the agent's encryption key. Your login password is whatever, minus the quotes, of course. Change it when you log in first time. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's reply. Why not? What the fuck? Star hooker. Well, this is the closest. Great, now I can pretend I'm a salaryman at a multinational corporation. I don't have any kids, so maybe I'll photograph my guns and put a little framed pictures of my firearms on my desk. And at the company party we can totally get drunk and have sex in the supply closet and then spend the next month acting all awkward when we meet up the hallway. Just kidding, the getting drunk party's option. Yeah. Let's send this one. Yeah. Oh, she's not happy. Fuck you. Mikey. Westrich put me in charge of the logistics for the run on the detection camp. Should be fun. Something you need to know. This mission comes thanks to a local contact of mine. Yeah, I've got tons of contacts in the area. What can I say? My grasp of the Arabic language is rivaled only by my charm and modesty. Well, then it is very poor. But seriously, this guy's a cool cat. He's a legend and has everyone in Al-Asamad convinced he's one of them. So he gets us pretty solid leads through the... so he doesn't work. I have started up the base built in the sand-cone cliffs when... in the 1960s when Gamal Abed Nasser, really. Second president of Egypt, if you want to call him president. More like, well, whatever. Was time to start the anti-Saudi uprising in Yemen. That's right, so I'm a history buff. Anyway, it's nested in the ridge in such a way that it's hard for sentries in the base to get a clear view across the terrain. We'll drop you outside the base and you should be able to get close with no problems. Holy shit, this man likes to write. Local weather patterns suggest a sandstorm will hit soon. It's about as likely as sun in Los Angeles or rain in London. We're going to time your mission with a sandstorm. Take advantage of the real sun visibility and wherein storm provides. Yeah, that sounds great. I'll be your handler for the mission, but not your nanny. No, I will tackle this mission with stealth and a shit ton of explosives when that fails, but I don't care how you get things done, I just get that you get things done. And I'll make sure all my friendly contacts are off site, so don't worry about killing friendlies. Aside from that, well, it should be a simple in and out mission, just, yeah, alright. Just follow my lead. We'll kick ass, take his name, save the world, and be home in time for a trip to a titty bar. Good hunting, Sean. Yeah, I should archive these ones, shouldn't I? Hey Mikey, if you need supplies, I have a local contact that should suffice. His name is Murad and he's a shameless mercenary of an arms dealer, unafraid to peddle any weapon to whoever offers cash. And I mean that in the nicest way. A lot of locals would just soon blow up anyone from a NATO country, but Murad shows that capitalism beats racism and xenophobia any day of the week. Yeah, for capitalism. You have visited Clearinghouse yet? I've made sure you're patched into Murad's selective shortlist. When you log in, you'll see what he has for sale. Peace, Sean. Okay. Finally. Alright. We need to save money until we have 50,000 monies. I don't think we could really do something more. Nah, he's quite alright so far. I watch a few pictures of good old Benedict. Let me attach what I bought. Turn on the TV, why not? I bought something for this shit. What was it? That.
In Washington today, Senator Patrick Darcy unveiled new legislation aimed at cleaning up the federal government by greatly restricting lobbyists' access to legislators.
The bill, called the People Over Rich Corporations Act, or P.04 Act, would prohibit lobbyists from contributing to election campaigns and require anyone affiliated with a corporation to stay 500 feet or more away from any member of the legislative branch.
Opponents of the bill have labeled it a draconian offense against free speech and so laughably unenforceable as to render it a farce. Senator Darcy had no comment for INN News. Should American businesses be compensated if conflict arises in Asia? Legislation being discussed on Capitol Hill would assist with relocation costs for operations based in countries considered hostile to the United States. Detractors in both parties have attacked the bill as a massive bailout for companies that have outsourced American jobs. China and India are the largest destinations for offshore operations, with everything from manufacturing to software development being produced overseas for American businesses. Tensions continue to rise in the Far East as Taiwanese President Ronald Sung's independence rally approaches. The controversial politician has the Chinese government worried that he will formally declare independence.
This did not happen.
High-level White House sources have told
Other things they have said have happened.
block a Taiwanese move for independence. The U.S. Navy will take, quote, any and all measures to prevent Chinese aggression.
Meanwhile, the president, on a goodwill tour of Africa, issued a statement urging all parties to remain calm and rational and to let diplomacy prevail. In Washington today, Senator Patrick Darcy unveiled new legislation aimed at cleaning up the federal government by greatly restricting lobbyists' access to legislators.
The bill, called the People Over Rich Corporations Act, or P.04 Act,
I think we are almost done here and we can go and kill people. Just like Outcast likes.
Opponents of the bill have labeled it a draconian offense against free speech.
Okay, which mission should we take? I say let's do, why not? Let's do them in order, why not? Seems logical.